folks, this is a really quick word. Job chapter 3 and verse 25. Job said, the thing that I feared has come upon me. The thing that I feared has really happened to me. Some of us are sitting there wondering, why am I in this turmoil? Why am I in this place where I have no peace? Maybe the things that you thought has brought these upon you. So you know that your thought, the things that you are thinking, can actually manifest. When you are thinking thoughts of destruction, when you are thinking thoughts of fear, and when we are defining our moments in our lives based on fear and doubt and confusion, do you know that that already becomes a mental foothold, and these thoughts are getting processed in our mind. Our mind is our thought manufacturing center. And so when you begin to give thoughts, put thoughts that are thoughts of fear, when you're beginning to put thoughts that are thoughts of doubt and confusion, fear that you're gonna lose something important, fear that something bad's gonna happen, fear that you're gonna fail with that idea, fear that your business is gonna fall apart, fear that your marriage is gonna fall apart, fear that all these things are gonna happen, fear that death will happen, fear that something's gonna happen. The moment you start to fear, because fear is not faith. Fear is the opposite of faith. So what happens is, when you start to fear, then take my glasses off so I can say this properly. When you start to fear is when faith is lost. So what's happening is that you are finding yourself in a place where you can't navigate your thoughts, because what fear does is, fear actually comes in and it completely takes away the confidence that you have. Like in the case of Job did not lose everything because that was what God planned for him. The whole story of Job is a court case that's happening in the courts of heaven. So where Job had already thought about this thing, that what if I lose this thing? What if one day something happens and my children, I lose my business, I lose my wealth, I lose everything that I've got. What if one day everything falls apart? Job was thinking that. But that thing was never revealed. What he thought was never revealed to his friends. So when Job's going through this really hard time and he's having these conversations with his friends, Job had not actually revealed the thought that he had thought initially, that gave Satan the gateway to come in and to take over. Because the moment that he thought that, and he feared that something was going to happen, if you read that in Job chapter 1, the moment that he thought that was the time that judgment already began in his mind, was the time that judgment already took place. And so Job was not, he didn't realize that the moment that he thought about that, the moment that he feared that, fear actually came in and it had a foothold and it got a hold of him. So that thought of fear was put in his mind by Satan. And the fact that Job did not take that thought under captivity, the fact that he did not uproot that thought, and the fact that he gave that thought the space for that thought to be processed in his mental space, in his mind, Satan saw that was what Job was doing, and he knew that he had legal rights. Sorry, is what I was trying to say. And so because the thought was not uprooted, Satan now had to capitalize on it further when he went up in Job chapter 1, Job chapter 2, that you can see that he was starting to try to negotiate with God to see if he could go down and take everything off Job. So I've said all of that to say that what you are thinking, your thoughts, what you are thinking right now, if you're thinking anything that is not of the kingdom of light, if you're thinking fear, doubt, confusion, and every other thought that you are thinking that is not of the kingdom, then you are giving legal rights to Satan. Just remember that everything that happens in our lives happens based on the three categories of judgment. The three categories of judgment are these three categories of judgment are what we think, what we do, and what we say. We are judged by spiritual law based on those three things. So this is a really quick word for somebody, and I know that you need this because you are in such a place of turmoil. If you read Job chapter 3 and verse 25 and 26, and Job is saying that the very thing that I dreaded, the very thing that I feared was going to happen to me happened, and now I am no peace, but I am in turmoil. So if you're thinking thoughts of distractions and thoughts of fear and thoughts of all sorts, I want to tell you that your the foundation for your thought life should be based on Jeremiah 29 and verse 11, where the word of the Lord said that God is thoughts. The thoughts that I think towards you are thoughts of peace and the thoughts to give you an expected end. So our thought life really should be focused on Jeremiah 29 and verse 11. So let me just make the quick prayer. If there's any thought that you're thinking that is not of God, I cancel those, I uproot those, and I take this under captivity. And I'm speaking thoughts of peace, love, joy, faithfulness, and faith into your spirit right now. In Jesus' name, may you be blessed, and may the word of the Lord settle in your spirit, and nothing will take this off you. I shield it, and may it be protected right now. In Jesus' name.